At the United Kingdom demonstration, American journalist Don Keith found himself face to face with none other than Royal Marine veteran and future Mayor of London candidate Ant Middleton. We will go through what was said, but first make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Ant was there alongside Tommy Robinson and countless others standing shoulder to shoulder with the British people. Now, the scale of this event cannot be overstated. Early reports estimated the turnout at around 1 million, but as the day went on, the figures became clear. Closer to 3 million patriots filled the streets. 3 million voices united under one banner, demanding change, demanding leadership, and demanding that Britain puts its own people first. When Don Keith spoke with Ant, one thing was obvious. This is the type of leader Britain desperately needs. Someone with backbone, someone with common sense, someone who isn't afraid to say what ordinary people are thinking, and who won't cave to the political correctness that has paralyzed so many in power today. Britain is at a crossroads. The culture, traditions, and freedoms that make this nation unique are under constant attack. Weak politicians have ignored the voices of the people for too long. But in leaders like Ant Middleton, men who've served their country, who understand discipline, courage, and loyalty, there is hope. The message from this demonstration was clear. If Britons truly want to preserve their culture, protect their communities, and save their country, then they must start electing strong, principled leaders. Ant Middleton represents that spirit. A man of action, a man of honor, and a man who could help lead Britain back to the nation it was always meant to be. Let's have a watch at what was said between Don and Ant.
Don Keith here with Ant Middleton. Ant Middleton, you are running for mayor. You're a former Royal Marine. You're a great patriot. I see a lot of your posts on X. Let me ask you something. This is the largest free speech event, probably one of the largest events Britain's ever had. We're looking at near 1 million people out here. I'm seeing some of the reports. Why was it important for you to be here today for this?
Unity, bringing the country together, bringing communities together, bringing cities, towns, people together, and also reconfirming or reinstalling our British culture, our British identity, which has been eradicated over the last 10 to 20 years. So, British pride out there. This is what the country's all about. The backbone of Britain is out there at the moment, and it's about time that people realise that our culture and our identity comes first, because that gives us purpose, it gives us a drive, it gives us a focus to work towards, and the moment that that's taken away, then we descend into chaos, into anger, into violence. So I'm here to unite everyone, but also to announce officially that I'm running for Mayor of London in May 2028.
That's awesome, man. I think you'd be a great mayor. I have to ask you, though, as a politician, a lot of politicians, they won't come out and support this event because it's organized by Tommy Robinson and friends. What about you is different that you would come out here and support this event?
It's a platform to speak in front of millions of people. You know, this isn't hundreds of thousands of people, this is millions of people.
Right.
And if you've got a message, and if you're a patriot, and if you want your country back, if you want your Christian values, principles, and morals to be reinstalled, then why wouldn't you be here? You know, I think being proud to be British, proud to be a patriot, is being squashed. You know, we almost feel like the bad guys. We're being called all the names under the sun, from racist to fascist.
Just because you want to preserve your culture.
100%. And it's about preservation, not only about preservation of culture, it's about preserving human life as well. You know, you see the clash of cultures, you see what's happening to our children and to our women, and it's about preserving them and our culture at the same time.
So, just to preface this for you, Ant Middleton wins the mayor of London. What does Ant Mayor see as the biggest problem right now facing London? Is it immigration? Is it birth rates? What would you do, and what would you do about those things?
Safety and security, zero tolerance policies. I'd implement some serious zero tolerance policies, along with some deterrent policies, and along with accountability policies. You know, no one's held accountable nowadays. It's just brushed off. You know, people slope shoulders. I'd hold communities accountable. I'd hold boroughs accountable. I'd hold police HQs accountable, and I'd hold myself as Mayor of London accountable also. But when it comes to safety and security, that's my area of expertise. So I will go in hard on that to make Londoners feel safe so they can walk the street in daylight, which they can't at the moment, without being robbed, harassed or murdered.
And Middleton, you're a great patriot. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you. Cheers.
The Unite the Kingdom demonstration showed us one thing loud and clear. The British people are ready for real leadership. With millions turning out, it proved that this country is awake, united, and determined to defend its culture. Meeting at Middleton only underlined that fact. Britain needs leaders with strength, discipline, and common sense, not career politicians who bow to pressure. Ant represents the kind of courage and clarity this nation is crying out for. If the people want to preserve their traditions, protect their future, and save their country, then it's time to back men like him, men who will put Britain first and stand firm when it matters most. In other news, the UK has banned Israelis from enrolling at one of the most prestigious defence academies in Britain over the war in Gaza. The Royal College of Defence Studies confirmed it will not accept students starting next year. Director General of Israel's Defense Ministry, Amir Baram, who studied at the college, described the decisions as a profoundly dishonorable act of disloyalty to an ally at war. He called it a discriminatory act in a letter to the Ministry of Defense, MOD, shared with the Telegraph. The letter said it is a disgraceful break with Britain's proud tradition of tolerance and plain decency. It is the first time that the college has excluded Israelis. Major General Amir Baram said the decision came at a time when Israel was defending international shipping from Houthi aggression, preventing nuclear weapons from falling into the hands of an Islamist regime that chants death to England, and fighting to bring home 48 hostages from Hamas captivity. He continued, "The establishment's response is to silence Israeli voices. Frankly, Israel's exclusion is nothing less than an act of self-sabotage of British security." An MOD spokesman said British military educational courses had long been open to people from a wide range of countries, with all UK military courses emphasizing compliance with international humanitarian law. He added, "However, the Israeli government's decision to further escalate its military operation in Gaza is wrong. There must be a diplomatic solution to end this war now, with an immediate ceasefire, the return of the hostages, and a surge in humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza." The Israeli MOD said the ban was on all its citizens enrolling, not just soldiers. The Royal College described its course as focusing on political, diplomatic, security, social and economic issues at the grand strategic level, the level at which governments take decisions on these issues both nationally and within the international community. However, its main course is practical rather than theoretical. Each year, around 110 members from the UK and overseas enroll in the program. Multiple alumni in the field include Field Marshal Alan Francis Brooke, Chief of the Imperial General Staff during the Second World War, and Pervez Musharraf, former President of Pakistan. Israel has recently criticized Sir Keir Starmer, confirming the UK would recognize a Palestinian state, with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accusing him of rewarding Hamas. Mr. Netanyahu also called the halting of arms to Israel shameful, saying that the UK has made a misguided decision. He said, "Just as Britain's heroic stand against the Nazis is seen today as having been vital in defending our common civilization, so too will history judge Israel's stand against Hamas and Iran's axis of terror." Some 142 countries at the UN General Assembly voted in favor of a non-binding resolution endorsing tangible, time-bound, and irreversible steps towards a two-state solution, while calling for Hamas to release all hostages and condemning the October 7th, 2023 massacre. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.